The most anticipated fight between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov finally wrapped up, and pros have already shared their verdicts.
Khabib Nurmagomedov gives his cousin Umar encouragement after his first career loss at UFC 311.
You cut on my leg and I have an infection, but I know that UFC need me. You know, I heard somebody inside, they really need me. I'm like, UFC, give me everything.
So are you saying that you weren't even 100%?
I mean, training, like today I was good, but...
Merab Dvalishvili ended the undefeated run of Umar Nurmagomedov for his first bantamweight title defense on Saturday at UFC 311. Ilia Topuria reacted on the fight. "Merab, my brother, what a fighter you are. You make us feel so proud. This is what happens when Dagestani wrestling meets Georgian wrestling," MMA wrote on X. "I cannot believe Merab Dvalishvili. He just broke and clearly beat Umar Nurmagomedov in front of Khabib in those last 3 rounds. Merab 48-47 Khabib's terrible corner work the whole fight didn't help Umar at all, screaming and raging non-stop." Rampage Jackson wrote, "Merab doing too much." Justin Gaethje wrote, "That man is a machine, no doubt about it." Peter Yan reacted, "Congratulations, machine Merab Dvalishvili, that was impressive. Can't wait to run it back with you." Arman Sarukian wrote, "Congrats to Merab Dvalishvili. Today you dance alone, but soon I'll be joining you." Matthew Wells wrote, "Merab may be having fun in there, but he's having fun while losing this fight. Pack in the taunts and focus on keeping that title." Dave Meltzer wrote, "Merab got 3 takedowns. His stamina is unreal, but he showboated way too much. 29-28 Nurmagomedov after 3 rounds." Chuck Mindenhall wrote, "Merab is the blood-dimmed tide. It's incredible to see every time." 5 Simon Samano wrote, "Merab and Umar are giving us the greatest wrestling match in UFC history."
Was it difficult to keep your emotions balanced after watching Umar's fight? Was it difficult?
Honestly, it was hard. I tried to warm up, but I still watching all fights, you know. And make me, of course, make me a little bit sad. But Umar looking good, you know. Umar still young, still hungry, you know. He have time. Because he still young, he makes some mistakes, you know, in this fight. And Merab did his job very well, and they have close fight. You know, Umar not take some damage. He landed good shots, but it's okay. He broke his arm also, and 100%, I think he will come back because he young, still hungry, and he's gonna be UFC champion one day, inshallah.
Before the fight, Max Holloway believed Umar was likely to finish the fight in the first round, but he thought it would go the distance. He predicted a tough match, with Merab edging out a hard-fought decision.
With someone, I think so, the guy to most likely to finish the fight in the first round, my mind says Umar, but I believe this fight goes the distance. I think this would be Umar's toughest match to date. Of course it would be. He is fighting the champion of the whole division right now, and Merab ain't no pushover. And I think, bro, just me, I think that Merab squeezes out a hard-fought decision.
Kamaru Usman mentioned that he had picked Umar Nurmagomedov to win, but he wasn't counting out Merab. He criticized those who had completely dismissed Merab's chances in the fight.
I'm gonna pick, of course, I'm gonna go with Umar Nurmagomedov, but I'm not counting Merab out the way people are completely counting him out here in this fight and saying that he has no shot. I'm not counting him out.
Demetrius Johnson, known for his insight, refrained from giving a final prediction. He explained that if Umar had kept the fight standing and kept Merab guessing, he would have leaned towards Umar. However, if Merab had pressured and taken the fight to the ground, he believed Merab would have had the advantage.
I am not going to give a final prediction on this one because I don't know who's going to win this fight. But I will say this. If Umar can keep the fight on the feet and keep Merab guessing, you go with Umar. If Merab can be the machine that he is and push the pace against Umar Nurmagomedov and get the fight to the ground and pass his guard and look to submit, then I think you're better off going with Merab. So I'll let you guys make that final pick.
Robert Whitaker believed Umar could initially piece up Merab, especially with his striking and ability to stop wrestling. However, he acknowledged that Umar might slow down due to his hybrid style and less focus on wrestling. In the end, Whitaker picked Merab for a victory by decision, citing his superior cardio and wrestling.
I think Umar's going to piece him up.
Yeah, because he can stop the wrestling.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
actually, you know what? Maybe not though. Maybe not, because like Umar likes utilizing like really good kicks. I don't think he'll be kicking much.
Yeah,
I can't see. Yeah, I can't see him throwing a lot of kicks.
Yeah.
And maybe because he's kind of hybridized, right? He's like a good striker and he can wrestle and grapple. Maybe he's not all invested cardio-wise into wrestling.
Yeah.
And Merab is just all wrestling. Like he's got, that's what his cardio system is built for. He's like a pure stat-wise. He's just pumped all his stats into wrestling.
Cardio, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like I think maybe Umar slows down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Merab.
Method of victory?
Decision.
Merab Dvalishvili expressed strong personal animosity towards Umar Nurmagomedov, stating that he was really mad at him. He added that he wouldn't make any entertaining videos or skits about Umar because he felt Umar deserved to be punched in the face. Merab confirmed that people could watch their fight on pay-per-view.
This fight is personal. I'm really mad about him, and I'm not gonna make any skits and any cool video about him because he don't deserve this. He deserved punch his face, and Saturday, January 18, people can watch on pay-per-view.
Umar Nurmagomedov expressed his disbelief and excitement about his journey, saying it felt like a dream. He mentioned that sometimes he couldn't believe it was real, but he was confident that soon, with the help of Allah, inshallah, he would become the champion. He found the experience amazing. Jairzinho Rosenstruik said that he didn't think Umar could beat Merab, expressing confidence that Merab would come out on top in their matchup.
Umar Merab, oh, that's a crazy one. I don't think Umar beat Merab. Yeah, I don't think he beat him. I don't think so. So that's how I think.
Grant Dawson said he had picked Merab to win, noting that while Umar was a fantastic fighter and probably the second best in the division, Merab's relentless pace and the level of opponents he had beaten made him hard to bet against. Dawson highlighted Merab's dominant victories over fighters like Sean O'Malley, Henry Cejudo, and Peter Yan, pointing out that Merab didn't just win, he demolished his opponents, often with dominant scores like 50-45.
I'm taking Merab. I think Umar is a fantastic fighter and probably the second best fighter in that division, but with the pace that Merab puts on and the level of guys that Merab has beaten, it's just, man, how do you pick against this guy? He's beat Sean O'Malley, he beat Henry Cejudo, he beat Petr Yan. Like the list of guys that he has not just beat, demolished. It's not like he's winning close split decisions. He's 50-45ing these guys, you know, so I'm picking Merab. I'm saying and still.
Diego Ferreira said he had picked Merab to win, believing that he would successfully defend his title in his second defense. Ferreira noted that Merab was still the same dominant fighter and would likely work his way up to victory, possibly securing the win by decision again.
And that one is good too. I'm going for the champ, you know, because he's his second defense, so I think it's gonna be good for him defending his title. I think the champ is what his name I forgot right now. Merab. Yeah, I think Merab is still the same way. He's still barely new champ, but I think he's gonna work himself up and then maybe gonna take this win by decision again.
Fatima Klein said she believed Merab would win, feeling that the fight would play out similarly to the Aljamain Sterling fight. She compared it to American wrestling versus Russian wrestling, stating that Merab had the cardio to drag Umar through a tough fight and would likely outlast him, given his relentless style.
I think Merab will win. Yeah, I think it's going to be like I feel like it's going to play out kind of like Aljamain fight this week on too, like, you know, like American wrestling versus like Russian wrestling. And I think Merab's got the cardio to drag him, and he's an East Coast person, so.
Paul Craig said he believed Merab's style, which had worked well for many Georgian and Eastern European fighters, would make a huge difference in the fight. He praised Merab's grappling and overall skill, stating that he was very good and that he expected Merab to come out on top, sticking with his game plan to defend his title successfully.
It's interesting. I think the champ keeps the belt again. It's that style of it's been working for a lot of these Georgian guys or Eastern European guys. The grappling's making a huge difference, and I just believe that he's very, very good. So I'm going to lean towards both champs keep their belt.
Michael Bisping explained that he had initially been going to pick Umar due to his undefeated record, but after seeing Merab's performance at UFC 310, he changed his mind. Bisping liked how Merab was getting passionate, even kicking off in the crowd and getting fired up at the press conference. He believed Merab was taking the fight seriously and was really motivated. While Bisping admitted he could have been wrong, he picked Merab to get through Umar, just for fun.
Nurmagomedov. Yeah, I'm going to switch this one up as well, because I had Umar, because he is undefeated and all the rest of it. But I like what I saw from Merab at UFC 310. I liked seeing him kicking off in the crowd. I liked seeing him lose his mind at the press conference, and he's taking it so personal and so serious. I believe he does it. I think Merab gets through him. Maybe I'm wrong, but just for the fun, that's what we'll say.
Lucas Tracy had picked Umar Nurmagomedov to win 50-45 against Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 311, predicting Umar would dominate every round. He based this on Merab's last performance and Umar's dominant victory over Corey Sandhagen.
I'm picking Umar by 50-45. I am picking Umar Nurmagomedov to 50-45 Merab Dvalishvili at UFC 311 to take every single round from him. And yes, a big part of that has to do with Merab's last performance, and it also has to do with Umar's schooling of Corey Sandhagen.
Joe Rogan expressed that Umar had real potential to become champion, praising his skill and impressive victory over Diego Barcelos. He believed a fight between Merab and Umar could propel Umar to the top of the bantamweight division, noting Umar's distinct yet equally impressive fighting style compared to Khabib's.
You know, and Umar has a real potential to be the champion. He really does, man. He's good, dude. And Honey Barcelos is no joke.
Yeah.
Honey is really good. And for him to take him out like that,
nobody's ever beat him like that.
No.
And
yeah, Merab versus Umar is interesting. That would be the big fight to get Umar right to the top.
Think about like what you've got now with like Nurmagomedov. He steps down, but then you have Umar.
He looks great.
Phenomenal. Completely different style.
Yep.
Lucas Thomas described the fight as highly competitive, with Merab's relentless motor being unmatched in MMA. He acknowledged Umar's strong conditioning, scrambling ability, and striking, but pointed out that Umar had yet to face someone as skilled as Merab. He praised Merab's toughness, citing his impressive UFC run.
It's a competitive fight. I mean, it's a competitive fight in either direction. You've got both guys have something to offer the other one. In the case of Merab, as I mentioned, a motor like there has absolutely never been one in MMA. And Umar doesn't necessarily have that, although he is well-conditioned. But I think his ability to scramble underneath, to stop takedowns and strike on the feet could be a bit of a problem. However, I'm going to say it one more time. He has not fought a guy as good as Merab, just matter-of-factly. And for Merab, man, you really got to admire the grit here by this guy, really taking on... I mean, just consider his murderer's run up to this point.
Joaquin Buckley believed both Umar and Merab were strong grapplers, but Merab had more tools. He highlighted Umar's conditioning as a potential concern against Merab's relentless pace. Buckley also mentioned that grapplers often end up striking, and he could see Merab using his striking to showcase his skills.
That's a good one as well, you know. But I think Merab got a little bit more tools, you know, that he can use. And I'm especially intrigued just to see how Umar's conditioning compares to Merab as well. So, you know, as much as, you know, I would think that, you know, both of these guys will go out there grappling. You know, one thing that my brother Edric Dillard will always say, when you got two grapplers in the cage, they eventually think they strikers, you know. So I could see Merab, you know, putting on a little striking clinic on Umar.
Nick Peach shared that he had initially leaned towards Merab, but after considering Umar Nurmagomedov's unbeaten momentum, he believed it was unstoppable. Pete pointed out that Umar and Merab were set to match up earlier in the year, and he felt Umar's dominance would lead him to become champion by the end of 2025.
Last year, I was dying to stick with Merab, but I just think the unbeaten momentum of Umar Nurmagomedov cannot be stopped. They matched up at the start of the year as well. I'm going with Umar, champion, end of 2025.
Billy Quarantillo had picked his teammate Merab Dvalishvili to win, believing Merab could neutralize Umar's wrestling with his pace. Despite being the underdog, Quarantillo was confident in Merab's victory.
I'm going to take the Long Island boy Merab in that one, just because he's my boy. I think Umar, obviously, he has the pedigree, and he has a great in all of his fights. But I think Merab can kind of neutralize his wrestling a little bit more than anyone else could. And with Merab's pace, I think he can get that one done. Obviously, he's probably going to be an underdog, I'm sure. But yeah, I'm going to rock with my guy, Merab, in that one.
So, what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.